What's up, everybody? I am here with Iman Lizarazu. Did I pronounce it right?
Correct.
How did you start performing?
Well, that actually happened when I was a little kid. So my father's a dance teacher, and then I, of course, was part sometimes in some little productions. I was a mouse in a Nutcracker, or in some other little roles I had in his fairly large productions.
Wow.
So that's how it started.
So he was a dancer?
Yeah, dancer, and he still is dance teacher, choreographer.
So you're from France?
I'm from the Pays Basque, of the French part of the Basque country. So
Okay.
Pays Basque, that means there's 3 provinces in France and 4 in Spain.
Okay.
So I'm from the French part of it.
I've seen you've done like ballet and stuff like that. You got into that. Has that helped you with your performing?
Absolutely. I've been working with everything, actually. I studied ballet, juggling, as you know.
Right.
Juggling, acrobats, storytelling without saying one word.
Right.
You know, just like
More
using,
like miming or kind of clowning?
Yeah, miming. But clowning for me really enhances all. It's like this big umbrella,
Right.
and then then you have all the other little skills,
Yeah.
you know, which you bring into,
Yeah.
which is mime, juggling, ballet, magic. It could be basically actually anything which you enhances your story for your show, no?
I gotta say, we are here at the Celebration Barn. I'm starting to learn about clowning. You are amazing. I admire you on stage and watching you. And yeah, it's not your that typical clown. No, this is all the tools you said: dance and mime and movement and character. There's so many elements that go into clowning. Now you've changed my mind of what I thought of a clown. You have this aura about you that it's not like a serious clown, but there's a lot that goes into it, right?
Yeah, clowning is not just the makeup and the big wig or crazy costume.
Right.
It's really, actually anybody, an ordinary person on the street could become a clown, or
Really?
is maybe a clown. It's really what comes out of your heart, you know, and clowning for me is, you have to have in the first place a kind heart. And an incredible mind, and the love for laughter and joy in life. That's basically, and the love also for storytelling in a way.
Very cool. I see lots of cool ideas. How does someone come up with crazy ideas that you think of? You have so many fun bits.
Oh,
I love to watch them.
You know, those things are happening over the time. It's not like we get an assignment here from Offner,
Right.
you know, so you get an assignment and then all of a sudden it jumps to you immediately. It's not how it works.
Right.
So over the time you do your assignment, but then on the other hand, over the year, you know, from one year to another, then you work on it, you think about it, and then you try to experiment around with things, you know, like my ball and book with the crazy little stick figures in there and stuff. So
how much work goes into that to actually create that one idea?
All the time you have to think about it or create it, make it. You know, the book, I went to a bookstore and I bought a second-hand dictionary, you know, and then I just tailored that dictionary quasi to my needs.
Right. And then from there came the story.
Yeah, and there's more to this, you know, so you need to combine the story with the ballet, with the contact juggling, with the manipulation.
It looks great. You're telling a story with a book and you're juggling with the ball with it. It's
something like that. And the other things too, Red Riding Hood, for example, is this little scene in my show came out of Morning in the Clown House. You know how you fold a bed sheet?
Okay.
So that little, instead of a big bed sheet, I just had a smaller piece of cloth, you know? And then I realized, oh, this could become this, and that could become that. And
just from folding a bed sheet?
Just from folding and just being really playful, you know? It's just, maybe it's to compare with a kid in the sandbox or something like that. So you create your own story, and it's good that if you read a lot, you know, so and have a broad also cultural view of the world.
Would you
so not just American culture, but then also European culture,
Right, that's what I was
Asian culture, all anything, from everywhere, African culture, anything. And fairy tales often have this great opportunity also to enhance part of a story.
Okay.
So you can
How?
slip, for example, you can slip into, like me in Red Riding Hood, in order to tire myself out. The main story I have in my show is I'm a clown who cannot sleep, who has insomnia.
Okay.
So now I'm trying to tire myself out. So I become Red Riding Hood with this little red piece of cloth, and I play the story really quickly to tell the story about Red Riding Hood and the wolf. The wolf, of course, is the loser in the end. And then the same time, for me, the pirate is seen, you know, the pirate on the boat. And that's a story which the technique, actually, I learned from Julie, Goel, and Avner the Eccentric, called Flash Theater.
Flash theater. Cool.
And Julie was teaching me a lot of Flash Theater every year. And so I used the Flash Theater to tell a story on a turned over little table which is rolling around on a bottle of wine, which actually was the bottle of wine from Red Riding Hood.
Okay.
Do you see where I'm going?
Yeah.
So
I tied that in.
those
Nice.
things tying in multiple times. You see in multiple times, in multiple. So one object is used multiple times for different stories or different use.
Right.
So the bottle is not just anymore the bottle becomes all of a sudden the ocean.
Part of the ship.
Part of the ship,
Okay.
Part of the crew, part of the ship, part of the ship,
Well,
part of the crew.
Let's go to this. Character-wise, you're amazing. I mean, you go through one pirate character to a wolf. Is there a part where you just feel like, you know what, as clowning, you should just totally open yourself up? I mean, right now we're in this room where it's a bunch of costumes. Do you feel it's very important to have that space of experimental and brainstorming when you start out? I mean, for advice of someone who wants to try clowning, what would you recommend?
First of all, the clown doesn't come with the costume. The costume is an enhancement and is good for you to add eventually into your character. What really happens is the transition and the transformation is happening internally over the time.
Through you.
Through yourself, inside of you.
That's what I've experienced, for sure.
So with that, with
it's
the time,
trippy though, you know?
Right, but with the time you realize then that eventually, oh, wait a minute, that's me. And then because you studied mime or you studied acting or you studied Flash Theater and all those skills, then you can enhance the story and use those tools in order to
show yourself better.
And to enhance the story. So you have that Flash Theater, the acting, the acrobatics, the juggling, the magic, name it, any kind of form of skill, which you use then eventually to tell your story.
Very cool.
That is my take on clowning. Is of course then it's more of it. Really, it's who you are. You know.
It's weird because a lot of people see the clown as the costume or as the hairpiece.
For me, not at all.
Exactly.
For me,
that's
not at
the
all.
real.
This is the last thing I think about is the costume part. Although I have a very beautiful costume, you know, a very fancy, very elegant.
So it's more than that. It's way more than that. It goes deeper.
Yeah, it's really a journey, and the journey, as you know, I mean, when we were born. So you grow up, and of course your character is built, you know, or is you being influenced, of course, from your environment, from your mom, dad, from the people, the environment you grow up in, and so on and so forth, right? So with the clown, it's kind of the same, because if you in an environment like here, the Celebration Barn, you know, and you learn and study with the right people. Boy, it can change your world, you know, and changes your perspective also on performing.
I
And
agree.
it's a very important part, I think, in who you choose to also to study with, what you want to study, and then when you study it, then really internalize it. You know, the way how you internalize
Right.
it.
Has it been a transformation for you?
Yeah, over the years, absolutely, absolutely.
Each act or
It
bit you
didn't-
do becomes
it-
more of knowing
yeah,
yourself.
It didn't happen like from one day to another. So my process has been
It's a lifestyle.
over 10 years, so 15 years or more.
Wow.
So for me, that actually, it was very clear to me that I'm in the right place the first year I came here.
When did you
First
know
time.
that this is what you want to do for the rest of your life? Was there experience, a show that you did when you were young? For me, it was
actually-
high school, right? And I won the high school talent show, and I knew, wow, I want to do this for the rest of my life. I had such an amazing experience. What about you?
Me, mine is a bit different. I studied math and physics. So
Cool.
And then I did my PhD in astrophysics.
Wow.
So
Okay, now this is cool. This is
for
good.
me,
Interesting.
It turned a little bit different. That journey turned differently. So the first time I always was a performer since I was a very
So you're always aware of the
young.
arts. And
I
you're
was
always around.
always
Played
yes.
music and everything.
And I not so much playing music, then also more dancing.
Dancing,
and
right? Did you do
performance
ballet?
art.
You're
Yes,
a ballet dancer.
yes.
Nice.
So I think that really became after finishing my thesis and working as an astrophysicist. So for me, it was more important than really to make a shift
Right.
in my life. It doesn't mean I'm not using physics
That's
in
amazing.
my work, in my performance. So the clown's noses, which are
Yeah.
the
Yeah, the-
class has been using,
Yeah.
yeah. So I designed them, made the mold.
Yeah.
So that degree helped me actually
Right.
also. And I understood that, okay, I can make those clown's noses, those really nice,
Right.
beautiful professional clown's noses. I thought, so I can enhance from transform actually the physics also into performing arts.
Yeah.
And no matter where you look and what you see, the world a lot is math and physics.
Yeah.
Everything is math and physics. So there you have it. And the clowning is structured actually like math, like mathematical formula, or you have a problem and you have the given facts, right?
Right. Right.
So and
Now you got to
then
try to find a
you
solution.
find the solution, and clowning is exactly
That's
like
awesome.
that.
So you're using your
Yeah,
schooling to help you with the clowning.
The ways of thinking and solving problems in
Very cool.
clowning is very much alike.
Now, what people don't know is that there's a worldwide company that jugglers choose for props all the time, and that's called Renegade Juggling.
That's
and
very good.
you're the co-owner.
I'm one of the owners, yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
So
Tom-
you helped to make the clubs, and those who don't know that, Iman
Yeah.
helps to make the clubs for the company, and
well, some
does
of the
more
s-
than that.
Yeah, some of the stuff I
How
design.
cool is that? How'd you get into that?
Well, Tom and I, we had a third partner, but now we're just the two of us. It's Tom Kidwell, or Tom Renegade. Lots of people know him under that. And me, and so we make juggling props, and we like in clowning, I like to improve
Right.
things. And so we, continue improving our props, our lines of
Yeah.
props, the quality
Yeah.
of that,
Yeah.
also listening to the jugglers,
Yeah.
and to the performers in order to make the top best quality for the performers. Make it available to them,
Yeah. I mean, speaking of the best, you make the prop for one of the best in the world, Anthony Gatto. You make clubs for him.
Yes.
That's freaking awesome. You know, so it's like you've
Not
done a
just-
lot of,
we
you've given a
not
lot
just-
to the community of just
Yeah.
juggling and clowning
Well,
and everything. That's awesome, man.
We didn't just do Anthony Gallo, also Jay Gilligan.
Yeah, everyone.
and
But it's so
a
cool
lot.
that giving back, you know, and now
Yeah.
you're using your physics to make clubs and help you with your
Yes.
clowning.
You never
See,
know
it
where
comes
it
full
ends
circle.
up. Yeah, you never know where.
So
stuff
tell me
ends
this:
up.
what has performing given back to you?
The thing is with performing is that the moment you're on stage and you give a wonderful performance, and my first or the most important thing for me is, of course, you know, to make the audience feel. So
Right.
when the audience feels me and I feel them back, it's so fulfilling.
Absolutely.
It's so wonderful, you know, it's beyond a paycheck.
Yeah.
And in the times like that, with so much violence, and also with the internet and the cell phones and the social
Right.
media,
Right.
we're so overexposed to the news and bad news a lot. So that I said to myself, my show will be tender, poetic, sweet,
They can escape into your world.
magical,
Yeah.
and gives the people just who come to the show really a break.
Right.
Really gives them a break, and where they just really, wow, what did just happen?
Hmm.
And they walk out of the theater and they feel like, oh, that was so sweet. And that is what I want to give.
Very cool.
You know, it's very important to me. And it's not so much about crazy techniques and juggling, I don't know how many objects. It's all good and fine, and it's wonderful when I can do it too. I mean, I'm a decent juggler, but in the same time, I think really fulfilling that and giving them the enrichment of their hearts.
Connecting emotionally, yeah.
Exactly. And when they go home
Nice.
and they think about something happened to
When
them in
they
daily
think
life.
about you? Yeah.
They say, oh, that little clown with the feathers.
Yes.
You know,
Right.
was juggling those feathers. Oh my God, it was so sweet. It's so beautiful. It was magic.
Nice.
So that is the level of work I like to do too.
Very cool.
I think it's the more important work.
Absolutely. Any wild stories that happen while you're performing? I heard one story about a guy who was in the audience one time.
Yes, yes. I can tell you that story. This is a very sweet story, actually. So I was in New York,
Okay.
and I was performing and at the Richmond Shepherd Theater. It's
Nice.
a fantastic little theater for mimes and so. So I perform, and my show is about the clown who cannot sleep.
Right.
So and
Okay.
here you go. The little clown cannot sleep, and in the third row, there's a man sound asleep.
First stop, how big is this theater? How many people?
It's like a 200-seat theater, something
Okay.
like that.
So we got 200 seats.
So there's a man sleeping, sound asleep.
Oh, you can see him from stage.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a big theater. And the way how the theater is structured, you had like...
You're trying to sleep
the
and he's already
audience-
sleeping.
Yeah, so you had the audience sitting here, and then you had the audience sitting on the other side. So it was here and there. So I was actually playing more to a diagonal,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
And the TV crew was right there.
Right. Say diagonal one more time.
Diagonal.
That's nice. That's French style.
They were right there, right?
Cool.
So there was the audience on the right and
Yeah.
straight ahead. So I was working this direction, but actually like almost in a half circle. And then I see this man in the third row,
Okay.
sound asleep,
Really?
sound asleep. So
Totally out. Like,
well, it's just really sunk in like, like so.
did you stop your show?
I stopped the show. I said, we got the people up from the first rows. The people from the side next to him got them all up. They all went in the side and the back of the stage. And the back of the audience,
Yeah.
you know. And then I just sat there with my little music box and I
Music box? Okay.
cranked the music box. It's La Vie en Rose.
So it's playing music while it's...
Playing a little music, and then right next to him, and so he woke up and said, "Oh, sweetheart, oh honey, is it over? I must fall asleep. I'm so sorry. It was so sweet. The audience was laughing.
Oh my gosh.
He turned around. Oh, that's so sweet. And everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was a very wonderful moment.
That's perfect.
It was a wonderful moment. And now it turns out
What?
he was a plastic surgeon.
Get out of here.
No, he was a plastic surgeon. He was easily in his late 70s.
Right.
And he told me after the show he was doing surgery all day long and was very exhausted. But he really wanted to come to my show.
Very cool.
Nice, huh?
Very cool. I like that.
So, yeah, me too.
That's awesome.
I was very happy about it. The thing is really to embrace the audience, you know, to love them, and they'll love you back.
Well, I've been in your audience, and you've loved me back, so I love you too.
Love you
I
too.
felt the love.
Merci
Well,
beaucoup. That
there
was
we have-
wonderful talking to you.
Wonderful talking to you. There you have it, Iman. Now it's time to go watch the amazing Avner the Eccentric.
Avner the Eccentric.
Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.